Hello YouTube. The following video is my motorcycle Module 2 practical test conducted in the Warwick DVSA site and around the roads in Warwick and Coventry. What you'll see is the actual test route. Obviously I'm filming this in my car because this was a couple of days after. The conditions and the time are almost the same, and I point out a few of the issues, a few of the things that they're looking for. So if you want a good steer on one of the routes that the Warwick DVSA use, then this is one of the routes. I think they do have others obviously, but this will give you a good guide on what they're doing and what they're looking for. Thanks a lot, enjoy the video. So out of the test centre, the first instruction was turn right, and we're going on to the 40-mile-an-hour main road here. We start off and we're up to speed. Road's quite wide. It's a pretty good ride at the moment till the next instruction. 30 zone. Everything looks okay. I indicated, overtook this. Obviously I'm in my car, so it didn't really matter. Maybe on your test don't do that. We just ride along this road, nice and easy, 30 miles an hour. Not a lot to be said, just the usual traffic, no real major hazards on this part. But of course, because you're near a test centre, you get lots of learner drivers. That car's going to clear, and away we go again. Still 30 zone. So as an opening part of the test, this is like quite easy, quite relaxing, gets you into the swing of things. Obviously junctions, watching cars come out, pedestrians. Traffic's relatively light, so not an issue. This was filmed at the same time I did my Mod 2. So we're just after the rush hour here. Again, wide open roads. I'm not native to Warwick, so I didn't know the roads. I do know some of them, and I'll point those out when we get to them. So next instruction was at the roundabout, go straight on, second exit. Roundabouts are quite wide and open in Warwick, which again is helpful. There we go, second exit, shoulder checks, indicate. Now we're in suburbia, speed humps, up the hill, just following the traffic. A lot of the time you do follow traffic, so they're moderating any speed. Keep going up. More speed humps. And then the next instruction was take the next junction on the right. And you'll notice as we turn in here, the speed limit is now 20, and that's because of a school down here. Full speed hump. Always park cars on this test route. You must spend a good third of your time on the opposite side of the road, especially in these suburban areas. So here the next instruction was pull up behind the black car, a car's length away, and this is where we're doing the angled start. So we just pull up, I'll pull up in my car. So shoulder checks, make sure nothing's coming. You can see a car's just turned out ahead of us, but we're going to proceed. Angled start, around the car, away we go. Then obviously we don't have priority. We just wait. Don't cover the junction. Let this car clear. On my test there was actually a bus down the end and a van preceded me, and I followed the van down and we took priority, nodded at the bus driver as I went past. So it's actually helped me out there. And again, we're still in suburbia, 20 zone. Again, more parked vehicles. Check left down the vehicle, can't see anything coming. Check right, school on the right, more speed humps. The next obstacle is narrow bridge, no priority from our side. So you have to get right up before you can see, and then you just proceed over. If you've got, if you can't see anything coming, you've got right of way. And then the next instruction was turn left at the T junction, back into a 30. This junction's keep clear. On the left is some traffic lights, and obviously you've got to keep clear, so you can't enter until you clear. On the right, the traffic was backed up as well, and I obviously looked at, I think there was a lady in a car, asked her, you know, can I go? Just give it a wave and a nod, and she waved back and gave me right of way. So what you'll see here is I will just pull out. What you can't see are the cars on the right. We pull out, you can see the traffic lights. Off to the right is Tesco's, so you're going to be in this lane. You're not going to Tesco's on your test. We go up, there's a keep clear there, and the lights change. Brilliant. So I'm going to stop now. Three-way control here. So you can see pedestrians crossing ahead, and there's also a cycle lane to your left and in front, so you have to watch out for any cyclists. And we just sit here while the lights change. Lights change from the Tesco direction. On my test at the junction, at the T junction back there, there was no traffic. I just rode through, just a complete giveaway, and these lights were actually on green. So it was almost a perfect situation. Lights change. Away we go. Slightly raised as well, so you're actually doing a hill start there. If you do stop, over the hill. And then we're back into traffic, cars pulling out, obviously trying to filter across. It's going to rain for a little bit, but you can clearly see the route. It is England after all. And away we go. We just follow in the road ahead here. And then the next instruction is the road splits into a V, take the left-hand lane and go up the hill. So as we come over this bridge, you'll see the road split. Did an indication just to, you know, signal intent, and away we go, we're going up the hill. No real obstacles up here. Obviously, biggest obstacle I always find is parked traffic at the side of the road. But again, we're following a van, so if you're doing this on your bike, there's no decisions to be made. Just generally checking around. Nice wide open suburban road. And then the next instruction given was turn left at the traffic lights. Now I actually stopped on my test. Again, watch out for the cycle lane. This one we could just proceed through, we have priority. Again, more parked traffic, but a big wide open road. Then the next instruction was pull over to the left hand side of the road in a safe spot. So there were more cars parked when I did this, but for this he's going to give you an obvious gap. So mirror signal manoeuvre straight into the curb. You should have no problems. Then it was right to proceed. Away we go. we're following this red car, which doesn't quite know where it's going. Again, we've got another school. Again, a wide open road. And you'll see this car will just manoeuvre off now. He's doesn't really know where he's going and he just pulls over. We're just going to overtake here. And we overtake. And then the next instruction was take the next turning on the right. And this is where we come into here. And when you do this, always look for parked cars near these T-junctions like this here. He could pull out, you're getting squashed up against these parked cars. And then the next instruction was pull up anywhere on the left. And this was for the hill start. So this is where we're doing the obvious hill start now. Rider proceed was the next instruction. So he's just, you know, making sure that you can pull away on a hill. And we're just travelling straight up now. And again, we're just following the road ahead. That's all you have to do. He doesn't talk to you while he's doing this. You just follow the road ahead until he instructs you to turn or do something. Round here, open again, nice open roads. And then the next instruction was straight on at the roundabout, second exit. Again, we're deep in suburbia here. And then the next instruction was turn left at the T-junction. This is a giveaway, quite tight, some of these T-junctions. So even if it's a giveaway, you can stop. In my test, there was more parked traffic at this bit. And I had a couple of sort of obstacles to get round with parked traffic and oncoming traffic. But if junctions are unsighted, you know, just approach. You can stop. It is a giveaway after all. And then a tricky little junction, you go 90 right here, and then it's immediate giveaway. And so here, indicate left. Obviously check right and left. He was obviously saying turn left. Then turn left at this T-junction. Again, a giveaway. Slightly unsighted because of a tree on the right. But again, we just pull out. All okay. Again, roads are wide open here. Really helpful. Next instruction was turn right at the T-junction, which is approaching in a moment. And it's a central reservation, chevron, broken chevron, so you can enter it if you need to. Just be careful again. Oncoming traffic here. Quite a tight junction. If cars are there, which there were on my test, turn in. Learner driver here. Again, this is a learner driver route, so you've got these. I just give them priority just to let them clear. Get them out of the way. And then you can see there's a car on the right backing out, just like your theory test. We go down here. Again, there's cars parked on the left opposite T-junctions. Something to be aware of. You don't want to get pushed up. And then this again is where we get into the independent drive. So the instruction was pull up on the left in an appropriate safe place. So I stop, and then he talks me through the independent ride. And the instruction was at the T-junction at the end, turn left and follow the signs for Coventry. So away we go again. Quite a tight T-junction, slightly unsighted again. On my test it was okay though. And this is the bit where we're following the signs to Coventry. Now obviously he's not speaking at this time. This is the independent ride. You just have to follow the signs. Again, I don't know the roads. I'm not a native of Warwick. Sort of was familiar, but I didn't know where I was going effectively. But again, the roads are quite kind here, you know, quite wide open, just checking, you know, oncoming traffic, people pulling out, things like that. But no sort of major obstacles into a 40 zone. Again, on my test, I think I was following a car as well, so they're moderating the speed a bit, just keep your distance. And this was actually quite uneventful. Quite boring to some extent as well, but you're just concentrating, making sure you're doing what you want, keep your speed, keep your distance, no real issues. And then we hit the sign here, Coventry straight on, roundabout straight on. Again, the roundabout's quite wide and open, which is quite helpful. And then we're here. Through the roundabout, again, picking up the repeaters. We're on 40 here. Broken chevrons in the middle. And we're just following the traffic. We're still heading for Coventry, so we're looking for signposts going to Coventry. No real hazards down this road, just your normal T-junctions. Nice ride in the country on the independent ride. And now we come down to another roundabout, and actually you're going straight on at this roundabout. It looks like you bear left, but you're actually going straight on. So don't indicate left, because that's the Ramada Hotel. You actually go here. Now you can indicate left, it's show intent, shoulder checks, because it's filtering. And away we go. And we're going into this sort of covered area now, covers by the trees, double white lines. I think this car in front touches the double white line, so just be careful. Oh, there we go. And then we've got this weird sort of funny central reservation here to stop traffic crossing. And at this point he says, now I want you to follow the signs to Warwick. So I sort of know the roads here, and I sort of cottoned on that we're heading back towards the test centre. So we're coming up to another roundabout, and we're going to go on to the dual carriageway. So this is where I cottoned on where I was and where we were going back to the towards the test centre now. So left-hand lane indicate. Again, big, wide open roundabout. Good visibility. Here we go. National speed limit onto the dual carriageway. Down the slip road, up the gears, up to 70 down here. You want to get up to 70 on the dual carriageway, which is the national speed limit, central res obviously. And away we go. The rain will ease off in a minute. But I'm caning down here at 70 on the bike, obviously. Was no real traffic in front of me. Down 70. And because we're going to Warwick, this road's 3 lanes, but I actually know that you stay in this left-hand lane to go to Warwick, because the road will split in a moment, and we'll see the mistake the car makes, the white car in front makes, because they've got the wrong lane. So you see the sign above, it says Warwick, and then 2 other signs go off towards Stratford. and the M40 motorway. So we just hold this lane because we're off to Warwick. You can see the road markings of Warwick, and then this car obviously has got the wrong lane. He moves out, which you're allowed to do, and this is where we're actually now coming off the dual carriageway. So we're going onto the slip road, onto the road down to Warwick. So this is now the slip road off down to the roundabout. Picking up the sign again. I know Warwick is straight on. Like I say, actually know this road this time. Sort of semi-open, a little bit blind to the right, so caution. We go straight on. Indicate, shoulder checks. Keep left. 50 zone. Just keep the left lane. You then filter back into one lane here. So shoulder checks again. And we're into single lanes again. Now at this point I had figured out we're sort of on the way back to the test centre, and we're going to hit the first roundabout that we hit when we came out of the test centre after a bit of a, about a mile's ride. And at that roundabout we're obviously going to turn right. So at this point he sort of says, and that concludes the independent ride, and I'll give you further instructions now on. So we just follow the road ahead. Saxon Mill on the left there. So we're just riding down here, and at this point I thought, oh, we're going back to the test centre, but that actually wasn't the case. Because we'd had light traffic, I think he wanted to burn some more time. And so we do these other manoeuvres, and I'll show you where we go. We actually do like a figure 8 across the main road on the route back to the test centre, and I'll point that out in a minute where we do that. But we're just going along here. Again, no major obstacles. A little bit boring, if anything. Usually you'll be following traffic or just keeping the speed limit. And now we're coming up to the original roundabout, the very first roundabout we went straight on at, and the instruction was, at the roundabout, turn right, third exit. Again, wide open, so we're quite good. And then we're actually come onto the road that leads back to the test centre, and at that point I thought we were going back to the test centre, but what he does, he takes me left. So this is the test centre road now, the original road we came along. And he says to me here, take the next turning on the left. And this I think he did to burn some time if we'd been around the rest of the route quickly, which we had actually because the traffic was light. So away we go. We go down here. And this is just suburbia. This is just parked cars, always on the left. It's just annoying. And you've got lots of cars parked opposite T-junctions as well, which are either going to press you, or if you're unlucky a car pulls out on you, so something to be aware of. You can see me, I'm just dodging all these things here. Again, looking at these T-junctions on the right. On a bike this section's a little bit easier because you can just hug the white line if there's oncoming traffic, but obviously just be careful. You want to moderate your speed, don't want to get squashed up. Again, we go along. And this again, we're just into suburbia, and we've got pedestrians walking out in front of us. And we're going along now. Slight rise. And there's this transit always seems to be parked there for some reason. Follow that. Bit of a rise, blind crest there, so just be careful. Following the learner, of course we're near the test centre, so there's loads of learners around. Again, you've got cars, you're on the opposite side of the road, but T-junction's on the right. Again, another parked car. But we're going around here no more than obviously 30. Probably less than that as you're overtaking a lot of those cars. And then the instruction is, at the end of the road, turn left. So we're into a giveaway here. We're just following the learner. It's a wide open road, so no visibility issues. And again, this is the road, and we're now heading back towards the test centre again. So we've got a car pulled over on the left. The learner's going to go around it. Another learner that's parked, actually. So we just follow around. And then the instruction was take the next junction on the right. So where that blue car is where I'm going to turn next. And we go up. Again, when you turn in, there's cars on the left and a T-junction on your right. So if there was a car coming out of there, you need to either stop because you might get swiped. And obviously it's a hazard. So we just go around this. Again, we've got a car parked opposite a T-junction now. Totally unhelpful. But this is what it's like in this suburban areas. There's nothing you can do about it. Again, we're on the opposite side of the road. And we just travel around. Nice and smooth. We just follow the road. He wasn't saying anything to me here. And then we get up here and he goes, at the end of the road, turn right. Don't signal before, obviously, that T-junction over there. And this is actually what you can't see. It's actually a brow of a hill here. But it's a 30 zone. You're coming out of a 30 zone into a 30 zone. So you should be okay. And then this is actually the final part now, back to the test centre. Down the road at 30, at 40, take the next junction on the left, back into the test centre. And here we are back at the start. Thank you, you've concluded your test. And then go for a chat.